everybody. I'll give everybody a minute to pop on before we start. It's bright and early this morning. Y'all had your coffee? Grab my list of what we're using today. Okay. Alright, so for today, sorry, not today. For the first of 2 classes I'm doing, we're going to work on a journal page. Now my journal, I chose my bigger one. I've also got a thinner one. You'll see the difference. It's just a slight difference. So the measurements are for my larger one, so you may want to tweak them depending on what you're doing, like what size you're doing. Oh, everybody's popped off. You're going to need Cozy Christmas Kids, your stamp set. If you have some post-it notes or some sort of masking, you'll need that as well as your Perfect Pies stencil. Now, I just wanted the pies for this layout, so I masked off with washi tape all of the cherries and the apples. If you choose to do so, you can, or you can do it with the whole stencil. That's no problem. The colors I used, good morning, Michelle. You'll have to forgive me, AK Arkansas? You'll have to tell me if I'm right. I may be wrong. I'm terrible at geography, like terrible. The ink colors I used is Marvelous Mocha, I think it's Creamy Caramel. My sticker on the back has gone off, but I know it's the caramel color. And Sandy Shores. I use these little finger dauber things. Alaska. Not even close. That's awful. I'm terrible. See, I told you. Very bad at geography. Oh, geez Louise. Kim just sent me a message asking if everything was okay. I'm here. Hold on. Kimmy's just checking, I guess, to make sure I'm alive. Oh, that's hilarious. I guess she can't see me. Interesting. Okay. Hi, Mary Pat. Huh. Is it still working? Sorry guys, just a little technical difficulties. Give me 1 second, I'm tagging Kim. And she has been tagged. Oh, you don't have, see? And now you should get them because it's actually such a versatile set. And I love the little kids too, now that I have 2 nieces and a nephew. Because I'm not having kids. So this is a great stamp set, but it's also nice for me too, because then I can put like my memories of a kid and use this stamp set too, like things we used to do. Hopefully Kim can pop on. Okay, so let me show you what I've done for today so you guys can have an idea. So I use my cute little paper clip. So this is the layout I was going with. Ah, she arrives. She's here. Yeah, sometimes I don't know about Facebook, man. Okay, so I used some older paper I had. I'm trying to use what I have and not buy any more because, you know, our stashes get ridiculous. So I pulled out my Vicky Bouton Warm Wishes is the one that I use, but I have the big one, but I use the 6x8. Okay, here we go. So this is the paper I used along with the inks. We're gonna need a corner rounder as well. Good morning, Jennifer and Deb. Oh, that is so weird. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Facebook, honestly. I don't know, can you, like, you know how you have those announcements? Can you do that with lives too? Thanks. Yeah, you've inspired me with your journal classes. I'm like a fly on the wall. I'm a creeper on those. I like listening to you do them, but I've never actually done a lot of journal pages myself. So this is my first foray into this. So I'm gonna make the same pages somewhere else in this one. So we're gonna have some fun doing this. Okay, so I am going to unclip that. And what we're going to start with is doing the inking. So I'm going to, or do I want to do this in another book too? No, I'll just do another one. All right, so I'm going to pick another page here. Okay. And then once we've inked this, then we're going to stamp and color and then come back to this just so this has time to do a bit of drying. So I'm going to pull my stencil. Now, again, the benefit with Kimmy's stencils too, or one of the benefits, because they're amazing, is that the pattern repeats itself on the stencil. So I did the first half and then I did the bottom half. And I also did one extra little pie so that I could add one in here. I'm so sorry, Kim. I didn't do anything different. Oh. I mean, I can go out and start it again if you want. Like, just let me know if that would help before I get color in here. So what did I do first? I think I did the bottom of the pies. Yeah, I did the bottom of the pies. So this is the tops of the pies. I'm going to put that and I'm going to do that. That gets done with the creamy caramel. So that's I'm going to do that last. I'm going to start with this one here. And, okay. These are all sticky where I've masked off all of the actual fruit. So I use that to stick it down to my layout so I don't screw up my paper or rip it. So I'm just going to kind of put this on here like so, and then just use the apples and the cherries to hold it sort of in place. I mean, I'm also going to hold it. Good morning, Florence. All right, so the first part of this, so on this stencil, we're going to use the Marvelous Mocha for like the little cutouts, and then we're going to use the Sandy Shores for the bottom of the pies. Oh, yeah. Sometimes Facebook is the pits. But interesting that you got a notification for it, Mary Pat. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Sandy Shores. So I'm going to use my little finger dauber thingy-madooey here. And I'm just going to... I'm not a dauber, I'm a rubber. I really feel like we should be playing Christmas music in the back, but I mean, heaven knows that it might get tagged and take it down. Oh, did I get that? Oops. It will. Okay. Hello, Patti. Everybody's popping in this morning. It's bright and early. And it's kind of overcast out right now. Just checking out my window. Okay, so this is the Marvelous Mocha. So I'm going to do like the little cutouts on the pies with this one. Oh. Sometimes I amuse myself. Okay. Okay. Alright, so that's done. So we're going to move this down. So I just need to make sure. Okay, so now I'm doing the bottom half. Alright, well, since we have this one out first, we will use this. Alright, so that is Marvelous Mocha done. Now we're going to do the Sandy Shores. Oh, yay! A kitty! That's very exciting. Is it a little girl or a little boy? I mean, not that it matters, but curious. Okay, so that is Sandy Shores done, and now we get to do the tops of the pies. And there we go. Alright, so now we're going to fit this on top of here. Now, there we go. All right, this one I'm gonna have to hold in place a little bit because this is just the stems. All right, so this is caramel. Oh yeah, I know. Once you have a pet, it's hard not to have one because you miss the noise. I mean, when I had cats, I do not miss the like 3 a.m. wake up calls. I mean, puppies aren't as nice either sometimes with the peeing every 2 hours when they're puppies. But kitties at least are more self-sufficient. I think the most cats we had at one time was 3. I miss them, but I don't know. I don't think Mercy would do too well with cats. She does well with Gus, but not Oggs. Okay. Now doing the bottom half. Oh, sweet pea. Aww. It's a very adorable name. All right, so there is our pies. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna stamp our images and color those so this has time to dry a bit. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this up to the side. I'm just gonna pop it open to the other page. Okay, so you're gonna need, I basically stamped everything. Okay, so you're gonna stamp the mantle. I was gonna say mantelpiece. Aren't they so cute? I love that. I think they're fantastic, and they're such a good thing, or background if you're doing like a baking layout, or if you're sending a baking card, or some goodies to people on a tag. It'd be so fun. That I'm gonna put like one of my my favorite desserts and stuff for Christmas. Okay, so here is the fireplace. Okay. Now I stamped it on my masking paper because I'm going to put the rug at the bottom. So let me just pop that on, and I will just pop this here so you guys can see. So what I did is I masked the bottom of the fireplace so that the rug looked like it was sort of coming out from underneath it. Also so it didn't take up so much room because I wanted it to be a bit more compact. Okay, so I put that there. I'm going to pull off, yes, the best for fall themes. My sister sent me this Instagram post, and it was like things to do for October, and it was like a checklist that you could do, but it's like in a pretty picture format, and I think we're gonna do some of that for this year. Also like a bingo card. So I'm just putting it slightly over the mantle. And then I'm going to peel my masking off. There we go. I try and save the masking until it's no longer sticky. Alright, you're also going to need the little boy, the little girl, or the baby. I guess it could be a girl or a boy. The 2 presents and the kitty cat. Yeah, you don't have to use all of these. It's just what I ended up stamping a whole bunch of things. And I ended up using everything I stamped, so. Okay, there's a little girl. That was a bit juicy. A little kid. Okay, kitty cat and the presents. Just stamping these off camera just quickly. Okay, so there are all the images that we're using. Okay, so the colors I used, I pulled from the paper I'm using. So you don't have to use obviously the same ones I do or the same skin tones that I do. These are just skin tones of my family, so okay, so just put that back around the stamp. Okay, so I use a lighter skin tone for the kids. Just gonna grab that. Oh, apparently I already pulled them because somewhat smart. Okay. So like basically these are all the colors I used. So I pulled some teals, some reds, some browns, some greens, some blues, yellows, oranges, sort of to match the colors of my paper. We might as well start with the big one. So for that one, I used okay. So for the red bricks, I used a mixture of E07, E09, E15, and E18, and I can never remember what's the darker one. Okay, so there's E07. E08. Oh, maybe I had them in the right order. Okay. All right, so the proper order to use these in, from lightest to dark, is 15, 7, 9, and 18. Ooh, that's fun, Kim. I know I'm trying to get better with the YouTube, trying to do tags and stuff like that, and better descriptions. Okay, so we're gonna start with the E18, because these are smaller images. I'm not so worried about starting with the darkest. So I'm just going to edge in where I want my shadows to sort of be. Maybe Facebook just sucks today. It's on an early long weekend. Okay. All right, then we're gonna go in with my E09. blend that out just a bit. Yeah, they're not easy to deal with. E07. And then lastly with the E15. Okay, the greens I used, so my green combination is in order from lightest to darkest: YG03, YG25, and YG17. So I am doing the sort of middle part of the fireplace on the carpet and the garland. Oh, that is so weird. Oh, and Kim also put the links to the stamps and the stencils in, and it looks like they're both on sale. Can't beat that. Alright, so YG17. Now I'm going to Nuvo drop the dots on the garland, so I'm not going to worry about if I color them in. And then YG25. And then last but least, YGO3. I need a sip of the coffee. Okay. Alright, so the next rung on the carpet is the peach. So I used R21 and R22. I also did her PJs, so I can do that at the same time. So R22 I start with. And I also did this guy here. That was R22. And then R21. Ugh, is it bad that I'm already ready for a nap? Okay, so I'm also going to do her PGs too. You know, I wonder if Facebook just knows we have an event and it's going to be a stick in the mud all day today. I hope not. So I'm starting with the R22. In with the R21. Oh. Well, the good thing is too is as soon as I'm done here, I'm gonna upload it to YouTube, so it should be available right away. I know, isn't the pink and the green so cute? Okay, so for the next color combination, I did sort of a tealy color. So BG23, BG34, and BG49. Okay, so I gotta do the presents at the end because they take a mixture of a whole bunch of the colors. So I'm gonna do this guy here. So this is the darkest one, the BG49. And I'm gonna add some BG34. and BG23. So for the other stocking, I used R29. Okay. For the logs in the fire, E35 and E31. Oh, thanks, Mary Pat. For behind the fireplace, I used W's. So let me just grab those. So I did 3, 5, and 7. Have fun, Deb. Yeah, I do. The paper is inspiring because it has so many different colors too, and I mean, that's where I usually take my inspiration. So this is W7. But I like having like sort of, I mean, as much as it is traditional, it's got the reds and the greens, but it also has the pinks and the teals in it. And I love that whole non-traditional. Because it allows you to get pretty creative. W5. Every time I say that, I think news. Who wants to watch the news? Oh, it's so depressing. And W3. Ew, cleaning. No, thank you. I live in creative chaos. For creative chaos, I should say. Although my craft room is a mess right now because I'm going through all my old supplies. Because I have so much stuff in here and I need to kind of take stock of what I've got. Okay. Right, the sick of the red and the green, yeah. I completely agree. I like having fun colors. Like, was it last year or the year before we did the busy sidewalks? And they had like pinks in it too, which was like so much fun. I haven't even looked at the Christmas papers coming out this year because I have so much. It's so bad. So my goal is to use my stash. Okay. Alright, so for the fire, I used YR18, YR04, and Y15. So this is the darkest one, the YR18. Also so looking forward to fall. So this was kind of a nice treat. I was watching the W Network and their Christmas in July movies while I was planning on, when I was sort of going through these and figuring out what I was gonna do. And I'm like, I forgot how much how not creative those movies are. Oh, they got like 10 plot lines and like 20 20 actors that they use. Oh, sorry, that was YR04. Now I'm going in with the Y15. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my Christmas movies, but I think they need to work on more plot lines. But I think that's also what makes them so charming. Patti. Right? But that's why we've got such awesome stencils. Like, look at the background I made with those pies. I mean, that's fantastic. Okay, sorry. Back to what we were doing. I had to do his PJs, so I used the green combos. So I was starting with the YG17. I also really badly need to clean my markers. I also need to find someone who sells the nibs. I can replace a couple. I bet you'll have fun with Brooks this year, Kim. Does he sort of understand? Well, I guess he doesn't. Well, he'll be almost 2. Yeah, he may not understand it yet. It's fun when they start to understand and they get all excited. I know my niece loves the stupid Elf on the Shelf. Freaking creepy ass dolls. But whatever. I mean, I do find it's fun for the parents to be creative, you know, trying to figure out what to do. Thankfully, my mom gave my niece mine, so I don't have to go home to those dolls. Oh, not my favorite. Thank you, Patti. No one else agrees with me that they're creepy. I think they're horribly creepy. And I guess that's like us when we grew up. There were dolls that they sold that were like that too, and whatever. Yeah. I'll take my stuffies any day over those stupid Elf on the Shelves. Alright. Okay. I did blue socks for him. So I used B23 and B26. You're also going to need your R29 to do the candy cane. So I'm going to do both of those. Oh, those Elf on a Shelf things. They're creepy. I feel like they're watching you every time you move. It's like the one Christmas decoration I hated that my mother got. I was so happy when she gave them to my niece. I was like, out of the house. Bye-bye. Oh, yes, and those stupid Labubu's. You know, to be honest, I would rather spend that money on crafting supplies or books or coffee than I would on those stuffies. Okay, minus the jelly cats. I have a couple of those, but I've only got the really, really cute ones, like the the dragons. I got 2 dragons. I got an owl just because I love owls. What's the other one I've got? Oh, yes, this really grumpy turtle. And every time I look at it, it makes me smile. But it's so grumpy. Oh, no, I'm tearing up. I'm laughing so hard. But I'm not buying any more. That's it. Oh, yeah, strawberry shortcake, but the 80s version. Did you see the new one? No, thank you. I like the 80s version. That's what I grew up with. I don't like the new 2020s version. Okay. Yes, I do agree the Jellycats are super cute, and they're also so soft. They are so soft, but they're so bloody expensive. My sister has a lot of the food and the plants, but she's been collecting for years, like years. And I laugh every time she comes home with a new one. No, she's on the lookout for, what one is it? The Parmesan. We just picked up the, what was it? It's the Camembert. So it's two pieces held together by a ribbon, and it's the sort of the wood box that they normally come in, and then you got the Camembert, but out of him is sticking rosemary sprigs. And I do have to admit, it's freaking cute. Would I have bought it? No. She also got a goat cheese, which looks like a sushi roll, but hey, to each their own. Let's do the cat. So I use YR04 and YR18. Yeah, super expensive. Martha on the Shelf. Oh, and Snoop Dogg. Oh, dude, they would be awesome. Those two are freaking hilarious together. What an unlikely pair, but such an amazing pair together. I still have to admit, my favorite clip of Snoop Dogg is the one where he was commentating for the Olympics. Was it Kevin Hart he was sitting with? And he was talking about how he had his Olympic binder and Kevin Hart lost his bananas because he didn't get one. Yeah, loved it. It's the simple things in life. So this is YR04. And I'm going to go doing some accents with the YR18. So I'm going to make... I was channeling my inner Garfield for this one. Because I had an orange tabby growing up. So this guy kind of reminds me of him. I'm not gonna do the lines at the top. I am just sort of, I was gonna say buff out, but blend these lines, these shadows just a bit more. Okay, and in his ears, I did R21. I can't remember. When's the next class? I think I'm probably gonna run till like 10:30ish. I think the next class is at 11. I'm just gonna quickly check. Featured. Yes, 11. Okay, so we're good. We got loads of time. Okay. Her socks, what color? Oh, I did green. So I'm gonna do the YG25 and color in her socks. Alright, so now we're gonna do, I've also left these clear or white because I'm gonna put glitter on them, and then I'm gonna make the baubles in the garland with my Nouveau drops. Okay, so I've done that. Oh, I guess I do need this. Okay, so for the presents, I did this green and the dots green. All the greens? Yes. Okay. So because this is a smaller, I'm not too worried about layering the colors. Oh my god, shading. That was the word I was thinking of. Shading. Ooh, the first challenge is up, and it's layering stencils, and this would be the perfect thing. Okay, so peach. Where is that? R22. There you are. Okay, so this, and the ribbon. Dun, 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 dun. So did any of you guys have Christmas presents done yet? Or started? I have. I like to collect all year round. Ooh, that's exciting, Kim. So he'll be what? 1.5, almost 2. Oh, almost 2. He'll be like what? 1 year, 8 months? Is it 1 year, 8 months now? So I don't think, does he get Christmas yet? Sorry, I don't think, would he get it? I don't know. Do you guys have any, like, traditions you guys are going to do with him? Whoop, whoop, all the people starting their Christmas shopping. I don't know, it looks like it's going to rain. Sorry. Okay, so BG34, and we're going to need a red, R29. So I did red on the bottom of this present. Okay, yeah, I thought he would still be a little too young. But you never know. I mean, these kids, they seem to be growing up so fast. Alright, so this was BG34. And now we just need to do skin and hair. Alright, let me grab my skin colors and my hair colors. And then I can put all these other colors away. Okay. Hold off till tomorrow, Oh, so cool, Kim. I've seen them and they look like they'd be fun. I mean, us as kids, we got a hose. Kids these days have it so nice with all these toys. Oh, but the water tables do look really cool. To be a kid again, would I want to? Would I not? I don't know. So that was E04. I'm going in with my E11. Boy, stop scratching. E21. Oh, did you hear? She's digging a hole. Yeah, I'm talking to you. She's looking up at me with disdain right now because I told her to stop. She only lets Mom sit at this table for so long, and then she comes up and tells me she wants me out of here. Oh God. Really? Costco? Like, at least HomeSense only has their Halloween stuff. It's just started. Hey, maybe if HomeSense starts getting their Christmas stuff in even earlier, Tammy can come away in October with us. All right. Now I'm gonna use the same colors for the skin tone for the little one. Oh, was it the only Christmas thing? I don't know. I haven't been to Costco for a while. I'm trying to stay away from there. Although I do have to go pick up a cake tomorrow. But I will be there first thing in the morning because I do not like those crowds. I also like the fact that my sister is off during the summer, so I don't necessarily need to go. I can send her during the week when it's not so busy. That was E04. E11. Oh, always freaking wrong end, man. You know, in the house I grew up in, we actually had a working fireplace. And we got to help my dad build a fire and start it. And you know, there's something about, and I think the smell for me is just reminiscent of fall and Christmas, is that burning wood, the wood chippy smell. It just brings me back to that time. That's such a good smell. I miss having a real fireplace versus the gas ones that they have now. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I get safety issues and stuff like that too. But there's something to be said about a good, real fire at Christmas. All right. Now, hair for the little girl. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that was what you heated your house with too, right? We're going to start with E29. Yeah. Ours was more of a decorative piece, and we sort of lit it every once in a while in the winter. We didn't use it to heat the house or anything. It's more for nostalgia, I think. And s'mores. Let's be honest. As kids, the only reason we were lighting that thing was to toast marshmallows. And it's the smell. I love that smell in the fall. Okay. A bit of the E25. Top it off with a bit of the wire 24 to give her that sort of golden look. And there we go. Okay, so our images are now all colored. And I'm sorry to say you will need to fussy cut it, but we will prep and I'll cut at the end and put together just because so if you need to pop off before the next class. Oh, oh jeez, Patti. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but that is it's very cute. Okay, so For this side, I cut 4 pieces of paper. So the first one is, oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I did. So the white card is 3 by 4, and the pattern paper is 3/8 of an inch larger. I'm just gonna grab my cutter. I might actually have the piece already cut. Almost cut. All right, I'm just gonna cut these off camera because it's a little easier. So 3 by 4, and then the pattern paper I used is a red solid. And I used a green strip. I think that's too small. It is, okay. So I'm also going to need this brown, and I'm going to need another piece of, guess I use this on the other one. Here we go. Okay. Write down what size that was. 5.5 by 6.5. And the strip was 1 and 1 1/4, so I need 1 1/4. I can't remember what size I did. Oh, hold on. So 5 by 6.5. Alright, 6.5 by 5. Okay. And then 1 1/4 for the strip. Okay. Oh, geez Louise. Okay, that's what I want. So 1 1/4, and then the brown I need a 1 inch strip from that. And that's gonna go there. And then I need the base for the red. So that's a 3 by 4 is the white. So then we do 3/8 of an inch larger. So basically that's 3 little lines on your cutter. That's what I normally do. There we go. Or you could do 1/4 of an inch. Whatever hits your fancy. All right, so that's page 1. Oh no, oh, Mary Pat, oh that's awful. Being allergic to that. Okay, so we need a strip of the red. Alright, so the red is going to be a 5 inch by 1 1/4, so I need some more red. I love this line, like honestly. She did so well on it, I think. In my opinion. All right, so of the red, we need a 5 by 1 1/4. So I'm just gonna take, oh, sorry, yeah, 1 1/4. So I'm gonna take 1 1/4 of an inch off the bottom because this is 6 inches wide. And then I'm gonna trim it down to 5. Oh, yes. I'll put this here. this is sort of what I'm using. I will just let that sit there. Can you see it all? And I need more of the brown. Just let me know if that works and you got it, Mary Pat. I could even lift it up a little bit more if that helps. And I need some more white. I thought I grabbed some, but I guess I didn't. I grabbed more white. Yes, I did. Ha ha ha. I thought so. Perfect. All right. So, okay. So we've got that. We've got our red, and now we have a brown and white piece. So the brown is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And I think the piece I have left, I try and use up all of my bits. So that's 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And then our white piece is 2 1/2 by 5. That one I did as a 1/4 inch. 2 1/2. By 5. Now, remind you that I am doing a wider journal, so these you may need to sort of account for how wide your actual journal page is. And then I did 2 tiny little strips. So I did a red strip at 3/8 of an inch. Is it 3/8 of an inch? No, I could. Is it 3/8 of an inch? Or 1/4 inch? No, 3/8. 1, 2. Okay. Red. And then the green is a 1/2 inch strip. And this will work. So I'll just use a bit of the top of the paper here. Okay, so we've got all our pieces. Now to assemble. Alright, so I also used a corner rounder, and the reason why I did is because the corners of my journal are rounded, so I wanted to kind of keep that theme. So for the kids, I only did the one corner that was rounded. And then I rounded all 4 corners on my white and my brown. Have fun, Patti. Can't wait for the classes this afternoon. They're going to be fun. Okay, so 2 little pieces. Now, I made this. If you do it yourself, I used my corner rounder. And it's not as easy to explain how I do it. It's easier if I show you physically in person, but basically what I do is I sort of just pick the middle point, throw this in, and I do that. And then what I do is I line up the corners on the corner rounder to match here. So basically I just slide it through one side, and when I get to that, I just do the next one. I had a really good one that I did this one with. It was like a lime green one. But then it stopped, this spring stopped working, and I couldn't fix it. So I had to get this one, and this one's a little more pointy than I would have liked. However, it does its job. So I'm just lining up the edge of the previous one. Once you get the hang of it, you get pretty fast at doing it. No, I need to put it this way. And there we go. Makes a mess, but it's fun. Oh. I don't know who taught me that many years ago, but it makes my life easier because then I don't need one of those fancy cutters. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my, where's that red piece I cut? Oh, there it is. I love my dies, but sometimes when you want to do something like this, it's just easier to pull out your corner rounder and pop her out. All right, I'll put the guard back on and we're gonna do the corners for the other page. Okay. Well, thanks, Mary Pat. I would say practice it on scrap paper because the first time I did it wasn't so pretty. Because if you don't get it over far enough, for example, I'll show you on a sticky note. So I'm going to take my card off. So if I do it, there's a couple of things that you can do that screws it up. So either you get too far over and then you get like that, or you get too close and you get the little, the little boob, which you don't want, right? So you have to kind of match up the end of those two little round bits, sort of match the same point so that they flow in together. So you might even get like, I mean, this is easy enough to fix, but yeah, this one, I had to find one because my other one crapped out on me, as you know. I had to find one that had a removable guard because not all of them have that piece that can be removed. So this was the only one I found that I liked. I don't even know who it is. I don't know. But I do like it. Oh yeah, the border punches. Okay, so I'm going to put these two pieces together. And I'm going to use my fancy tape just to hold it in place. There we go. Okay. So, oh, my head's itchy. Oh, excuse me. So let's go to our clean page. All right, so we're gonna put our white onto our red. And then the brown goes onto the green. This will likely have to trim a bit because it's longer than the page. And I would rather overcut than undercut. And I'm just going to fold this over because that went over. And then that just gets stuck in the middle there. Alright, so then this goes down first. Excuse me. There she goes again. Digging a wall. Or a hole. Yes, I'm talking about you. Alright, so I'm just going to put it slightly away from the edge the other edge, and then we're going to trim this. Is it really that loud? I mean, it's loud for me, but she's already put a hole in that bed. Mind you, we've had it for a while. She does it on my carpet too, and it drives me nuts. Excuse me. Hey, you. All right. So that is now down, and then we're gonna put this down. Okay, and now we'll do the other page. Yes, she is. I don't know. She's funny. All right, so we're going to center this sort of on the page here. All right, just double check my... Okay. All right, then we're going to put these two together on the page. Alright, so that is our layout without any of the extra bits on it. We do have these two that we will add sort of here. You don't have to if you don't want to. I just figured it sort of, with the cat and the presents, it sort of needed a little something to anchor it down. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut out our fireplace and our little kids. So... this is what takes the most concentration. Oh, jeez. And then it goes a-flying. is almost done. Just need to finish this candy cane. Now I use liquid glue to glue these down because there's a bunch of little bits. All right, so that's the little boy. This one's a bit easier to cut out. Ooh, that one flying. Alright, well while you're all sitting here watching me cut, do you guys have any favorite like Christmas pies or desserts since we're doing like a pie layout here? My dad's a really amazing baker. And I think that's where I get it from him, not from my mother for sure. My dad makes really good pastries. And usually at Christmas he'll do, or even Thanksgiving, pumpkin. We love pumpkin. And apple. His apple pie is really good. And then he does this sour cream rhubarb crumb one that my grandmother gave him. And he was the only one in the family to get the recipe, which he's passed on to me. And I actually made it as a crumble for my sister's work, which was so yummy. I forgot how good it was. Graham cracker pie. I've never had that. What's in it, if you don't mind telling us? Ooh, pecan pie. You know, I've never actually tried making it. I mean, we make butter tarts with my dad's pastry, but that's about as far as we go. But I think pecan is close to, if not very similar to, butter tarts. I love coming home at the holidays and walking in after my dad has been baking, and all you can smell is the pie crust and the sugar and the butter. Oh, so yummy. Another one of my smells. Between the wood chips in the fall and the baking of pies, it reminds me a lot of my grandmother too. She used to do a lot of apple pies. And that's a smell that reminds me of her. Now I'm hungry, I want pie. Ooh, the graham cracker one sounds yummy. Actually, I have a bunch of graham crackers. Maybe I'll make something like that. I think I've also got like a coconut pudding something. Maybe I'll make something with that. Like I need it with a hole in the head, but whatevs. Sometimes you just need pie. All right, so cutting out the presents. And then the cat is the last thing. And then we just assemble. Oh, she is so out right now. Don't know how she can be tired unless the digging is very strenuous. She just got up from bed too. Guess it's catching up on all of the time she didn't sleep before she came here. Oh, I didn't know that Costco had peaches. I love peaches. So I know this is a problem when we start talking about food, then we're all going to be super hungry. Oh, my tummy is aching. I hear you, Kimmy. Although I put my protein powder in my coffee this morning, which is what I normally do, so I'm actually pretty good. I might make some hard-boiled eggs, though. Trying to be healthy, somewhat. All right, so all our pieces are now cut. I am going to use my liquid glue to put them all on. Just give me 1 second to get all these little bits. Okay. There we go. All right, liquid glue. Where did I stick it? Right here. All right. Okay, so I have to cut out the little pie for here, but I will do that after. I will also post the pictures in the group. Okay. she goes up on the top there. Tweezers. All right, so she goes there. And then we're gonna put, oh, there's the other present for the kitty cat. Oh, crumb. Oh, yum. I mean, that's a hard sell, Kim. A smoothie or something like a sweet treat. That's a. It's not really that hard. Let's be honest. Well, thanks, Michelle. Hello. Yes, they do both have fruit. One's slightly better for you, though. Let's be honest. All right, so I'm gonna snip that. Oh, maybe I should really put it. All right. Oh, thanks. It is super cute, isn't it? Okay, so I'm gonna put this, I think about there, and then just trim off that little bit there. And then this one I had going a little further. There we go. All right, so then I just gotta check how I did the presents, because I think I put the big one. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna start with the big one, and I put it on top of the red piece. I just set it sort of above here. And then I put the little one beside it. Okay, and then we're gonna glue the little kitty in. Alright. And we are done. Well, almost done, actually. Do I want to do golds? Let's see. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna grab my Nouveau drops. And I think I've got, did I pull out? I got my glitter one here. Let me just grab my gold one. One side of the room to the other. All right, so on the fireplace, I'm gonna add some glitter to the tops of the stockings. And then for the little baubles, oh, I so put that on crazy. I am going to make them gold. Just put that down. You could also do these red too if you wanted. I like a little gold, just a little bit of fancy. Oh, my pleasure, Mary Pat. This was so fun to make. All right, so I'm just gonna give you a bit of a close-up. So there is our pines and our other layout. So there you go. So the stamp set and the stencil are both on sale in the website. It's on the website. Cozy Christmas Kits and Perfect Pies. Oh my god, I was having a brain fart with the name. Perfect Pies. Yeah, Perfect Pies. And it's a dual layer stencil. The first challenge is up, which is layering stencils, so don't forget to add that. And have fun, guys. So the next class is pre-recorded. It goes up at 11, which is in about 20 minutes. And then I will see y'all at 1. At 1, we are doing a card and an ATC. What did I pick to do? The Let It Snow stencil and Puffin and Pal stamp set. So this is the stamp set that we're using, along with the snow stencil, which is this one. All right, and I can give you a little sneaky peek of the card. Okay, really quick. So I will see you guys at 1 o'clock. All right, have fun. Enjoy the next class. You don't have that one? It's so cute. But I'm a sucker for Kimmy's stamps, I'll be honest. You asked me how many I have and it's crazy. But she makes good quality stamps and stencils, which is awesome. All right, so I'm going to let y'all go. All right, I will see you guys at 1 o'clock. Enjoy the next class. Bye, guys.